penny.
I came in too early.
Oh, if I had a penny. Oh, Jesus, there's a delay on the other screen, so I could just see you're like this. You're just looking across, going,
Just like,
what's
we
happening
go?
here?
Do we go?
Oh, Ailo, how
Yes.
are you?
I'm one tit short, but I'm good.
I know
I'm a bit lopsided.
This feels really weird. Usually you are nestled in between two bearded tits, and yeah, we are missing our chief tit, our business tit. Ben is away on a secret mission this week, and I believe he's told us he will call in during the week, but he did send us a video that we will play to tell everyone. But do we want to let people guess what Ben is actually doing? Is that something you know?
Yeah, if people want to put it in the comments, that'd be fab. Is he secretly working for MI6? Who knows?
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, MI6 inches. It could be. I think there's also a rumor. I just have a code word here. It says he told me to say Miley Cyrus. So that's what he's told me. He's Miley Cyrus's stunt bottom. But what are we doing tonight? Because you take it away.
I'm somewhat scared because I was saying earlier, you and I kind of shoot from the hip, and Ben gives the context because he's such. If you haven't heard his podcast, he has a great podcast. He's a great presenter called That But Funny, and many other podcasts. So he's very good at giving context and going, "Whoa, you're running away with it." So this is just going to be like Alice in Wonderland, and I'm living for it. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So apologies up front for whatever happens next. So this is our sorority frat party, but I don't know if in real life they actually do they party together, Ailo? I don't know.
I think they're not gender exclusive, but I think you would just have a frat party, which is like the host. Is Keego actually Ben in disguise, and is Keego on a mission? Do you know what? That's starting strong. That's a really fucking hard one to beat. Honest to God.
That's a head scratcher. So wait, that's almost like Inception or something, isn't it? It's like a dream within a dream.
Yeah, it's the house. It's the house for house.
So, Mihal, to answer your question, we can't answer your question for legal reasons. Ben is working for MI6.5, and that's a video that will be released later on. So sorry, Ailo, you were saying shooting from the hip, and Ben usually keeps us in line.
I know. He does it so well. Now, like, so if it's a frat party, it's going to be hosted in a lads' society, but obviously guys and girls go, or that's what my Google images told me. And every Will Ferrell movie, and then a sorority is obviously girls and guys end up there anyways. So I don't think it's exclusive. Good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, Neil now has to let us know that he's here in case we start getting worried and start sending him messages going, "Are you okay? Are you all right?" Good to see you, Neil. We will need your help because you, as someone from the UK, we don't know how it works over there. So how did you get on in college? Did you have a fraternity? What was it called? What did you do? Ailo, where did you go to college?
I went to UCD, and then I did a couple of other colleges, but we won't speak of them because I failed all of them. Then I finished UCD, and then I went to Galway. So I didn't really have the college experience that everybody has, but I guess I dated guys around that time when I was like 19 and they were in college. So I got some experience. I remember there was a society and they were having a black and white or black tie event. And I thought it'd be, do you remember that time I had spoons down the couch?
Yes.
Yeah, so I was drinking again and I was like, right, I'm going to get the bow ties of whoever and just, being a klepto for a solid 6 hours and got every lad's bow tie, but then framed a girl and I just made a massive necklace and put them around her. And I was like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. And she was so drunk. And she was like, am I? And like all the lads were like, where's my fucking tie? So I was like going around pockets and stuff. And I was just like, okay, that's weed. Just put it back. I don't want your weed. I just want your bow tie. I just want the really expensive thing. And that's That was kind of I was just like an outsider. It was a perfect crime. They're like, who was that incredible blur that just like kept taking just shit?
That kleptomaniac whirlwind flying through the party. That poor woman you framed though. Like her life was probably on an upward trajectory going into that party. And then the day after, her name was on the back of toilet doors saying, you know, Sheila robs your stuff at parties. Don't ever trust her. Don't give her your virginity.com or whatever.
Poor girl, but I don't care because I don't know her.
Well, that's fair. We hate Sheila. But our next guest is Sheila the crime victim. Yeah.
Sheila the klepto.
Sorry, Neil's jumping back in. What's college? Left school at 16 straight to work. Someone is showing off that they got their lives together at an early stage. That's a yellow card for you, O'Dwyer. Come down here with the rest of us, will you? And just, you know, pretend. Because you ran the gamut there of a few colleges and you dated a few men and boys in college. I didn't want to go to college. I didn't want to go to school, but because I was going to be headlining WrestleMania. So what do I need to know algebra for or accounting for? Now, I really should have thought that through a little bit better. But the college I went to was one of these kind of in between. It's like a purgatory college. It's like, you know, the stupid but savable college where we'll give you a helping hand to get to a real college.
College of Further Education?
Yeah. Well, it's an ironic title. There wasn't a lot of further education given out. And I didn't date any men in that college. But and the weird thing is, because I'm going to lean on you tonight, because I didn't start drinking until I was 22. I was out of college by the time I started drinking and going to party. Now, you know, I've made up for it, but like I was very straight-laced back then. So, you know, my parties consisted of me being, I'm trying to think of a film to represent this. There was a lot of these films in the 90s.
40-Year-Old Virgin?
Well, yeah, I am 40. Thanks very much.
No, but like, do you know how kept he was and how wholesome he was? That's kind of the vibes you were giving off?
Yeah, exactly. I was going to go with there's a film with, you know, the girl who has the glasses on up against the wall and eventually she finds herself. That was me, but in male form. I can't get the mental image right. So yeah, I didn't date anyone in college. You know, I was tattooed before I lost my virginity. So so you know, this is not my show. But in terms of Ben, we have a video, and I think while we have the most people watching, we need to reiterate that Ben is on a secret mission, and this video, right, that we're going to show is, if I find the right button here, I am the Jean-Luc Picard this evening. But this video, Ben speaks entirely in code, okay? So that's what we need everyone to think about. It's entire code. So we need you to understand what he's actually saying. So let's see if I can get this rolling in here. Bang.
Hello. Sorry I can't be part of the show this evening. I got stuck at work. I had to get a job. So, for fuck's sake, donate to our Ko-Fi.
I mean, the man's got a point. The man has got a point.
Oh, actually, I think we have one of those here somewhere as well. Where's the Ko-Fi link? It's almost like this is live TV, folks. He actually,
I know.
The Ko-Fi link will be at the end because I can't find it. Ben actually took it out of the dashboard because he knew that I would not be able to find it. But Ben is speaking entirely in code. When he says work, we've already discovered where he works, MI 6.5. Now he says he's going to call in at various points.
Yeah,
that's what she said. Or wait, you're over there. That's what she said. Yeah, so that's where Ben is tonight. We will miss him. We do miss him, and we love him dearly. So let's think about college, right? Because I didn't have a sorority or a fraternity or whatever my version is.
You must have gone to one. Like, especially the fact that you photocopied your ass on a printer. Like, you must have been to a mate's sorority party.
That was
I don't buy it. I know, but I don't buy it. Yeah,
I tell you, The next party is going to be the drinking years, and it'll be like reeling in the years where it's all CCTV footage of me doing stupid stuff at office Christmas parties. But it's weird. I'm from the other side. I was the designated driver. I was the guy who held the hair while people threw up in shopping trolleys and all and I was the finger wagger going, you shouldn't do that. So I kind of feel like a spare tire even at this party. But yeah, maybe I should have done what Neil O'Dwyer did and left school at 16 and gone straight into stripping for money. Maybe that's what I should have done.
We all should have done that, babes. We all should have done that. I think that, like, trying to think of other parties that I've been to that were like college parties. I remember I had a whole bottle of wine and I ended up getting sick. And when you're drunk and you're vomiting up red wine, you think it's blood. So that's a lot of fun. Just mainly being a klepto and just getting up to devilment was my thing. I was such a good child. My parents were probably like, do you know what? When we didn't hear from her, she was asleep in bed. That's like, I honestly went knacker drinking for the first time since the pandemic because I couldn't go into pubs. I couldn't go anywhere. I went knacker drinking on the canal when I finished my masters. But it was great. And my mates were like, come on, we got to do something for it. And like, yeah, casually urinating on the street, all that jazz. I was like, my mind is open. So many people are suffering from the pandemic. I never knew the taste of freedom. And then the world closes and I'm like, everyone's like, this is so shit. And I'm like, well, what was the difference between my last 6 years and what's ahead?
Hang on, Ailo, I'm just going to rewind it there a little bit.
Yeah.
You mentioned casually urinating on the street.
Yeah.
As opposed to frantically.
You know, like probably there was frantically looking for a spot and then you're casually doing it and then you're frantically going and leaving. I remember one time
drunken jaunt and then all of a sudden, Jesus. Sorry.
I remember, yeah, just like you've no toilet paper and
look, no hands.
Like, woo! No hands. Oh my god, lol. No, I remember one time I was crossing the Halfpenny Bridge and a girl had squatted underneath the light and was just going for a whiz, like in the middle of the night, and it was cold, and she was just like mid-bridge squidge, and
that's just attention seeking. When you do it on a bridge, like off a bridge, that's completely different. But like, it's very different. A woman needs to, you know, there's stuff that needs to be moved out of the way and the position that needs to be taken. You know?
No, we don't have any junk down there. We're very fucking tidy down there. If anything, we have less stuff to move than guys.
She's up and hanging around with the wrong women. Yeah, that's a separate show. I think they work for MI6.5 as well. So yeah.
But yeah, no, I was trying to think like of other parties. Like I never crawled into fields. Like I feel like I've missed out on the teenage years because I was a drama kid. So I was just like, oh my god, learning lines for a play, gonna do a play, hey, wanna come? No, I'm drinking in the field like a normal 16-year-old. Like, no.
Is that an Irish thing though? Because the kind of the knacker drinking thing, like especially in the depths of winter, you need to be really dedicated to your boozing, which might be a more of an Irish thing than kind of, you know, other countries. But standing out in a really cold field, you know, drinking cheap vodka and vomiting, is that an Irish thing?
Yeah.
Or is that like a coming of age thing?
I heard Oxygen and Electric Picnic that Irish festivals just have so much rubbish of cans just like fucked on the floor. If you go to Pukkelpop in Belgium or something, it's like the cleanse. It's just so clean. And they're like, oh my god, we don't like Irish festivals because we don't know any better on this island, man. I remember one time I went to a festival and my mate was doing filming, and it was just her with a camera, and they asked her how many's on your team. She was just like, she just saw for a quick second, said there's five of us are on my team, and she just got 4 of her mates to come down and go enjoy the festival, you got them for free, like enjoy. And while she worked, and we're like, do you want us to actually do anything? She was like, nah, just enjoy. And that was fucking class. So My big tall friend went, and he was like, just stand in front of me anytime we're in crowds. People kind of just leave me alone because I'm too tall to stand around because they won't see the acts. So just stand in front of me. And I was like, hi to Boner as well. Okay, great.
That's We don't like
the real
tall people.
reason.
We're naturally short race of people. Yeah, especially at festivals. It's funny. The best part of the festival is if you camp. I know we're moving off a little bit, but when you camp near a fence, you can always see the people trying to break into the festival. Across the fence. I remember I went to Electric Picnic a few years ago, and we got free tickets into where the musicians are. So we went right by the fence, and you could see people just running along, chased by these fat security guards, jumping over and just ripping wristbands off people and saying, "Look, I'm grand, you can't get me." So that's the big part of going to festivals, you know. And then thrown up at it. But it's impossible to get hungover outside. Maybe that's the science behind the knacker drinking. You know what I mean?
It's the air.
I've never been hungover outside.
Never. I remember I went abroad with some of the girls. We went to Greece and they were drinking all the time. And I kind of like, my sister calls me a cheap date because I would only have one drink when you've had three. So I'm just a really slow drinker. So she's like, wow, you're a cheap date because you're only going to have to buy me 1 pint when everyone else having 2 or 3 rounds. You know what I mean? That's what I want to be called. That's like hashtag cheap date. But yeah, so we went abroad and the girls were hungover every morning. I was splish splashing around the pool and they were like, oh my God, like you just need to shut up in the mornings because we just can't. And I was like, what you mean? Let's go play. And they were like, no. So one night I was just like, one night I went hell for leather. I had like a lot of vodka and like couldn't fucking hold my head up. And they were like, okay, she's going home. They brought me home. I love like with any other nationality, if someone's so drunk, they're like, oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? Oh my God, I'll bring you home right now. Irish people, they're fine. Like, you know, it's just like they're grand, be grand, leave them alone, give them a bit of space. They're obviously enjoying their night. I want to enjoy my night more importantly. But they knew I was going to be hungover. And came down next morning going, hey guys. And they were like, oh, fuck you.
The Iron Lady, the Iron Lady. That is infuriating in fairness. Like when you carry someone home and it has taken a chunk out of your night where you've kind of gotten to this point where every you can find the beat in every song, no dance floor is safe. And you've got to bring your mate home and that kind of brings it back a little bit. And then you have to build back up. You got to put that admin work back in. And then they're fine the next day. And it's like, oh my God, I could have been dancing to all sorts, but you've ruined my night. You know, it's terrible. Yeah. Now we have a message from Ben actually, he sent us a voice message.
Oh, Ben.
So will we give the audience what they really want?
Oh yeah.
Let me just make sure I've got everything switched up here. Now this is straight from my phone, so God bless technology. I'm just going to lean down here. Here we go.
Hello, it's Ben here. I hope you're enjoying the show. At the moment, I am moving a big tree from one side of the yard to the other. So there. Yeah.
Wow.
But Ben, what he didn't mention is that he's camouflaged in the Middle East at the moment and he is zoning in on his target, so...
Yeah, there's a huge amount he left out of that voice message.
I know.
Especially after the intro we gave him. It's just beyond terrible.
Can I say that we have massive withdrawal issues? So Neil Dwyer doesn't make it 1 week and then Ben doesn't make it another week. And we're like, where are you?
Yeah, we're all just going like in the background, we're all going, but is it me? Is it me? What's happening? Why do people keep leaving us?
I mean, no one's safe. No one is safe. Maybe it might be me next week. Maybe it might be you.
I know. I think it's the jacket, Ailo. For being honest, it's your full get up here. We don't know if you're going to a rave in a forest or a Formula One race. We don't know.
Absolutely, yeah. I totally agree. Like I'm gonna be driving my F1 home after this. Within my 5K. You know, within my 5K. I'm still kind of torn on the jacket. Like I don't know whether I keep it or not, but like this hat is so nice. It's not my hat, which is probably why I love it even more. You must have some drunk stories. Like I think
the klepto keeps coming back. You know what I mean? It's not even my hat. I don't even remember who it was. It's my trophy.
Oh my God, what day is it?
Yeah.
But like, so sororities and frat parties to me is more so like so we already had the hen party, we already had the mean girls party, but it's more so like getting really, really fucked up, like really, really, really drunk. Like I've never blacked out, thankfully, but like I can count on one hand how many times I've vomited. Whoa. I think the craziest thing I ever went to was I was in Edinburgh. So I want Keego, while I'm telling a story, I want you to beer pong. Well, you know, a little bit Tourette's there for everybody. So while I went, while you're thinking of a story, I went to Edinburgh to go to this thing. It was called Late Night Lip Service, and a drag queen hosted it, and it was like loads of 10-minute acts to show you like a little bit of their show. So it was kind of like Edinburgh Fringe in 2 hours. So it started at midnight because if some acts didn't show up, there was full frontal nudity. And yeah. And I remember like one act didn't show up because again it starts at midnight, or they probably forgot. And it's a really good like PR move. Just go, hey, here's an audience that might not come to my show, but did you know it's on? And come see my show if you enjoyed this 10-minute snippet. You know what I mean? And if I got you to enjoy it, great. Like there was people coming to dance, sing, comedy, all that jazz. Totally recommend it. Late Night Lip Service. It's on every year. And but one person didn't show up. So this drunk woman came running out. She had like her lipstick smeared on her face, and she was like fully naked with like 16 hula hoops, just like wishing them around. It gets better. She was screaming, and she had a metal helmet that made popcorn. And she was like facing the audience to get them to eat popcorn out of her head. And I was like, how do I explain what I just saw to someone?
That sounds like nearly a Saw film. You know what I mean? I want to play a game. Hula hoops and popcorn. Genie, wow. Color me intrigued, though. In fairness, I would go and watch that show. That's pretty impressive.
It was gas.
That's a bit mad.
I was trying to drunk and screaming. Go ahead. Sorry.
She was drunk and obviously, totes. No, I actually, as you were talking, I was going through the mental Rolodex, the mental CCTV there. And what we used to do when we were a little bit older than college years, which is embarrassing, but we used to obviously meet in a group and finish off whatever we brought as quickly as we could, and then go out into the world and see what friends we could make and enemies we could make and things like that. We were quite instigatory as a group. And so what we used to do now the drink we would start with was, and it makes my liver quiver right now when I say it out loud, it was double vodka. Oh. No, that would be better. It was double vodka and West Coast Cooler. Now, you could strip wallpaper with this drink. Like, it was just frightening. But literally 4 sips in and you're flying. So what we used to do was we would go into town and murder town, but we would climb onto the back of the Lewis and see how far we could go, like on the outside, as if we were George McFly from Back to the Future. We would actually do that and see how far we could go. But we would also do that on taxis. We'd sit on the boot of the car, holding on. There's a bit where the boot of the car and the car join. You can get your fingers under there, and we would see how far we could go. So we would do that, and that's obviously where my mental damage is done. But that's alcohol's bad.
Like when you're professional trained wrestlers, you do have the muscles to hold on. Like if I did 2 kilometers out of this, you know what I mean? Like if I fucking did that, I just fall off in the first 8 seconds.
Well, that's the difference between men and women right there. You know what I mean? Even with all the booze taken in, you go, right, this is a moving vehicle. Or if it's the Lewis, it's okay. I haven't tapped my leap card or whatever, so I can't get on this. There's still a little bit of sensible nature there, whereas we don't. You know what I mean? Once you reach that kind of just here in terms of the amount of booze, it's gone. Like there's nothing. You're not quite blackout, but the lights are still on, barely.
You have reminded me of a story. I went to London one year for New Year's with a bunch of friends, and drank a lot on New Year's Eve, and then New Year's Day, the first thing I saw, you're talking about like women having a little bit more like, oh, we're going to say cop on, going, this could be really dangerous, or there's another way around this. So I woke up one morning and there was a man holding his child by the hips, like the kid was probably 3, and just pointing him into a drain and just like aiming his child as he was urinating on the street into a manhole. And I was just like, good morning, Happy New Year. Like I was just, that is small balls was not the first thing I was expecting to see all year. Not how I meant to go on, but I think that was, yeah.
Start the years you mean to go on, you know what I mean?
No. But like if that was a woman, she would have gone into a shop going, I know this is a tuck shop, but you have a bathroom, my son needs the bathroom. Any father just goes, yeah, just aim him by the hips, and the kid is just like,
that's the beauty of childhood, though, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like
I need to Simba and the Lion King.
Oh, that's the dream. That's the dream. You know what I mean? I see kids being wheeled around, and you go, that's just being carried everywhere. It's brilliant. If you need a wee, you can just go. Sorry, we've got a few comments popping in here. Number one, we need everyone to share your drunken stories. We will protect you if the statute of limitations is still in effect.
GDPR.
Yeah, GDPR. And I don't know who Neil O'Dwyer is talking to here.
Me, he's talking to me. Yeah. People flashing me all the time. Yes, I don't know why I get flashed all the time.
We need a chart. We need Ben to create a chart that we can put on the screen. It's like a graph of like the amount of time and the body parts that have been shown to you over the years. Yeah. I sometimes don't even see my own, and they're there all the time. So like I don't know how you see so many,
That's why I don't get why lads are so obsessed with tits. I'm like, you see them every day, and then lads are like, no, but they're amazing, and I'm like,
yeah,
so we're called the party tits, yeah, branding.
Well, the problem is though, if you're a man and you see tits all the time, like that kind of ruins everything. That kind of puts you in a bad mood. That's why you get a T-shirt with Nirvana written across your tits. That's the only way forward. But hang on, let me just see. I think my phone's just buzzed at me again here. We might have. Hang on. Okay, is everyone ready? We got message number 2 from Ben. Hang on.
I don't think you're ready for this, Jelly.
Just a little update for the fans. Hope you're enjoying the show. And it turns out we moved the wrong tree. So we're moving the tree back. And then going to move the other tree. I think I mentioned it earlier. Please donate to our Ko-Fi.
So miserable.
Wow. That's a happy man. That's a happy man right there. We're still not quite sure what Ben is talking about. So if you have any ideas what Ben means, is he talking about drugs? Is he talking about, what is he talking about? We don't know.
I think like we need to cut off a finger and then wait for people to donate. And the more people wait, the more fingers we cut off.
I actually have a puppy here. I'm just gonna hold the puppy up with a gun and just no, I don't have a puppy.
I was saying Ben's fingers. That's actually where he is. Like he's
So the hat. So let's. Sorry to interrupt. Let's go back to the hat that you stole. Because we've been over. You've robbed articles of clothing and framed other women. I don't know if that's what women do, just to get themselves out of the hot seat. But how often have you stolen something from another woman and blamed another woman for your theft, Uri?
I'm trying to think of how many times I stole something.
Hearts aside, of course.
It's hard to, like I would actually think of people flashing me more quickly. I don't rob many things, do I? No, I've never been caught and I've never been found for robbing anything, so I'd take that as a win. Have you ever robbed anything?
Now, hang on. You didn't answer the question. All you said was you've never been caught.
Yeah, so I don't think I did. Like, I remember one time I got a 4-figure sum into my bank account, and I rang the company that paid me by accident, and I said, I think you've paid me money by mistake. And they were like, oh my God, thank God we got the IBAN wrong. And I was like, yeah, no worries, here you go. Gave it back to them. A 4-figure sum.
Look at you, the halo there above
I
your head.
I know. So like, I'm the fucking opposite. I'm like, I've got so much money karma, like you wouldn't fucking believe. Yeah, I turned to my boss. But I like that, like, so I'm super fucking honest. And I turned to my boss and I was like, oh my God, I got like 4-figure sum. And I'm like, I don't worry, I paid them back. And I was like, aren't you glad I'm working for you? And he's just like, you're an idiot. Like, you're actually an idiot. And I said the same to like more people that I know, like friends and family, and they were like, and I was like, what do you told me to keep the money? They're like, you're not saying anything, but obviously you did the right thing. And then the company were like, oh my God, we were actually like worried we'd never get it back. And I was just like, amazing. Or I remember another time I was going to Galway and I found a wallet on the ground. And this is the time when like loads of bombs were going off in the UK and around Europe. So like if you found a bag or if you found a wallet, you're just like, oh, no, thank you. But like I picked it up and there was a passport in it and like a wad of cash, like so much cash. And I was like, oh my God. So I'm in Galway and I'm like, okay, where's the nearest fucking Galway city? Where's the nearest police station? Hoping it's not Connemara. Thankfully, it was just over the bridge. Went in going, found this wallet. Can you just make sure it goes back to the right person? And the police officer, she looked at it and she was like, yeah. I was like, with the passport, can you find them? And they were like, yeah, we can definitely find them. There's a lot of money in this. And I was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I know. I didn't touch it, by the way. And then she's just like, no, there's a lot of money here.
What's wrong with your eye? What's happening? Yeah.
What's going on? So she counts it and she goes, there's €600 here. And I was just like, I didn't need to know that. And she goes, what I can do is I can write you a receipt. And when 6 weeks have passed and unclaimed, are you planning on coming back to Galway? Because I obviously don't have a Galway accent. And I said, yeah, fuck it, I'll come back for €600. And she goes, right, I can write you a receipt and it's yours. Like the money's yours because you found it and you handed it in and you did the fucking god honest thing. Peace, Commissioner. But no, the person found it. It's probably their first month's rent because it was cash, like a deposit for rent and something like that. And they sent me a lovely card and they were like so religious. And the girl was like 16. Like I looked at her passport and it was like, gosh, she's very young altogether, but she was like really young. And she was like, God bless. And I was like, oh my God, money karma.
No, Ailo, listen, we know exactly what you're doing because the beginning of this show was all built around you stealing things from people at parties. And now you're trying to bring it all the way back around.
Full circle, baby. Yes.
Yeah. Look, we see through your game, you know. I haven't stolen anything really. Stolen a few hearts in my time. Mostly men on Instagram, if we're being honest.
Or on OnlyFans.
Holy mother of Jesus, yeah. I'm actually, I'm thinking of doing a reverse OnlyFans where it's just me in t-shirts, you know what I mean, fully clothed, and see what the story is, It's because as soon as we mention OnlyFans in any post, it just blasts up
okay.
here. So
I love that you brought me into you mentioned OnlyFans when your hashtags and you're like hashtag side boob, hashtag OnlyFans, and they were like, DM us for like more information, and I had to tell them to back off, going like, do you want to buy tickets and then we'll talk to our people,
If Ben was here, he'd defend my honor.
He would.
Hang on, we've got a message in from Neil here. If that happened to me and I didn't pay it back, I'm the type of person who would be expecting the police to knock on my door any second. I couldn't handle that stress. Now, look, Neil, you've protested a bit much on various other topics as well. So from what you've typed down, we are to assume that you steal money from people on a regular basis. Am I reading that correctly?
So if 4 digits arrived into his bank account, he would just be so like sketchy all the time. Like as part for being Ireland's newest police commissioner, you get the guards coming to your house all the fucking time, and I just like my anxiety should be through the roof, but instead it's just like, I know I haven't fucking done anything exciting, so I'll just go down and be like, what you want? All right, yeah, I'll sign that grand. And they arrive in a cop car, and a little boy came out going, excuse me, what are you doing here, please? Because he just saw a fucking cop car in the middle of Dunleary, and they like, I was like, yes, drug bust, Calpol, too much Calpol. You found my Calpol, didn't you? Yeah.
You're walking up and down with your Reebok jackets, you know what I mean? It's like, I've done nothing. You've nothing on me, cop, nothing.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that hat, Ailo?
Shut your mouth.
I'm not wearing a hat. What's wrong with your voice, Ailo? I don't know. I've been watching Love Hate for 2 weeks. I don't know what's happening. Now I'm trying to think. Now Ben has gone radio silent on us. So hopefully he's all right in MI 6.5. I have to get Ben a T-shirt that says MI 6.5. I think that's
6.5.
See, is that not the same? 6.5? No.
Yeah, but I get like, would you, if you were measuring your schlong, would you go, "Hey girls, this is 6.5 territory right here"?
Well, like I might actually go 6.5533333335. You got to round up, you know.
I think lads talking about their size, and like it's similar when you meet someone's kid and you're like, "Oh, how old are you?" "I'm 8 3/4."
Exactly. We never go out of that phase.
Yeah. Or when someone's like pregnant and then they have their baby and like, "Oh, how old is the baby?" 24 months. 2. Your fucking child is 2. Like, I'm not doing any math.
Like, 56 3/4 months. It's like, what?
30 months.
I'm not asking to do maths here. Just tell me what the story is. You know?
30 months. Your child is nearly 3. That's all you have to say. That's all. Okay, I know these are probably long months.
That's it. You know, are the poops still green? That's all we need to know. Then they're grown up. They can move out. I had my red cup now. It's obviously a receptacle of emptiness now. But I went up to Tesco to try and jump into this party spirit. And I know it looks red under whatever's happening here, but it's actually because I think the red cups are trademarked by someone. These are Tesco value red cups, which means they're kind of a darky pinky color. So if I was to walk into a party with these cups, questions will be asked. I'm just saying.
What are you drinking?
Well, it was red wine. So I was basically like a stripper with $1 million underwear on, because you can't really judge a book by the cover. But what were you drinking before you polished it off there?
Water.
Oh, some party this is. Jesus.
Yeah, good old H2O. Yeah. Can't wait to get my drink spiked. Which has never happened, thankfully. I've always been a dry shite and a slow drinker. So that I go and drink up and I was like, no, thank you.
I'm sure have I told you the story about my drink getting spiked? Have I told? We've done 158 episodes of this thing. Have I not? Okay.
No.
It's funny in retrospect because nothing happened. But
no.
I was at a party a long time ago. I was at a party talking to a group of people, and a guy who's not part of this group comes up and offers a girl a drink, and she says, "I'm grand. I'm drinking away here," and I said, "I'll have it, no problem." And he looked. Looks at. Yeah, exactly. He looked at me like I just shat in his pocket. Like it was terrible. But I took it off him anyway, and sculled it. It was just a bottle of beer or something. I don't know. It was in a green bottle. And then I was grand for about maybe an hour and a half, and then it starts getting patchy. And I was like, the look on his face was very odd when I physically forced the drink out of his hand into my face. You know what I mean? It's like I didn't understand. Yeah, I didn't understand what was going on. So I had the drink, and then I woke up the next morning and I realized why he had that look on his face, because I didn't remember anything between. Now, the problem was there was obviously 2 chemicals in there, because there was one that put me to sleep.
Viagra.
And there was one that kept me up, if you get me. Yeah, you've ruined the punchline. Ayla just comes in. chisels away at a punchline there, just bang.
Just shit on it. I'm just like,
But
done. Done.
it's funny. It's funny in retrospect. You know what I mean? I didn't roll out of bed that night, but I was like, what was he expecting? I don't know what that has. I don't know what effect that has on women. I don't
Like
the
hinge of a photo frame. Like you couldn't roll over.
I was too scared. I was too scared to get out of bed. You know what I mean? I had to wait a while. You know, it's 14 hours later. Yeah.
What does that do to women? Like a lot of the time, like I believe women are as strong as men, and blah 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 blah. But obviously, like compare two wrestlers to each other. Like Katie Taylor fought but like me against Keego, I would win. You know, so it's a case of in an arm wrestle.
Yeah, of course.
No, I do feel women are very much the smaller. I was drinking water. I have no excuse to be slowing down. The smaller people. I mean, you know, we're much smaller than the men. So I guess we're the weaker sex. That's the word I'm looking for. So if we had drank something like that, we would be on the floor. It would be like a fucking horse tranquilizer. Whereas you're much broader. You got more muscle on you, more meat in you. You're probably like, jeez, I felt a little tickle there. I felt a tickle. Stop you. No, I felt a tickle, and that would be it. Whereas if it was me, it'd be like a fucking horse tranquilizer. You know how fast it's all over. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because there's a big block of time. That's the first time it's ever happened where I don't remember it. I literally don't remember anything. I know I got home, it's fine, and nothing happened. You know what I mean? Like it's but if not that women can't handle their drink, but if you were to take that drink and just, God knows what would have happened. That's very serious, but it wouldn't happen, because I go around parties stealing drinks that creepy sex pests try and give to women. And then I post on my OnlyFans. I am
quite good at getting out of really tricky situations where like I'm alone. Gender. Thank you.
Sorry, hello. I think you've just been cancelled there. Yeah.
Well, like it's fade. I remember I went over to Edinburgh, and my flight was delayed by an hour, and I was there to meet my mates, and we were going to go see a show, and they're like, "Where are you?" And I was like, "My flight got delayed by an hour," which like I had it timed that when I got off the plane, got the tram, I could meet them at the event. But I was like, "Just go without me. I know where you live, and I'll be at the pub downstairs," because I lived like above a pub, and I was like, "I'll meet you there. No hassle. I'll have a pint. I don't mind. I just had a long flight." And they were like, "Cool, as long as you don't mind." And I was like, give my ticket to somebody. Anyways, I rock up to the pub and I'm having a pint, and I'm like, hey, I want to charge my phone. You know, my phone nearly died, and so everything was just going wrong. And I'm watching the TV, but beneath the TV was a dude just going, like directly beneath it. And I was just like, no. Like, I'm looking at the TV. He was like, sure you are. So he came over and he was just like, hello. Like he's probably older than my dad. You know, he was in his like 60s. And he was just like, where are you from? And asked me all this. And then he came to like shake my hand, but he wouldn't let go, Keego. He did not let go. So I was just like, okay. And like ran over to these 3 girls at the bar who I didn't know. And I was just like, hey, do you want to pretend to be my mates so that I can, you know, get this man to fuck off? You know, 4 against 1. How do we feel about that? Didn't know these girls, and they jumped on me going, oh my God, it's so good to see you. It's so great to see you. And I was like, thank you. So we go back, and I was just like, hey, oh my God, my friends are here, because I told them I was waiting on my friends to leave me alone. I was like, hey, my friends are here. And he was just like, oh, okay. And he left. And then the girls waited with me for 2.5 hours saying, where are your mates? I was like, they're on the other end of Edinburgh, but they're in an hour-long show. They're probably going to, like, you know, stick around after and then come back. Like, I'm meeting them here at 12 or something. And they were like, we'll wait with you until they come. And then I bought them all a round of shots. And I was like, thank you so much for, like, saving me. The man came back in like a shark, and then to make sure that they were actually with me. And then he left again.
Oh, my God. We're such creeps. Oh, my God.
But like quick thinking, you know, just be like, oh my God, can you guys pretend to be the friends? Like I could have been a weirdo also. They were taking that risk too, you know?
Well, you know, it is a different thing when, you know, for guys and girls. Like I've been accosted in boozers, but no one has ever, my mates actively walk away from me when this is happening. and laugh from the other side of the room. So, like, you know what I mean? I remember we were out one Paddy's night years ago, and this group of women, obviously beyond hammered, come up and they start putting Irish flags on me, but undoing my belt and all this sort of stuff. Just grand, you know what I mean?
Ladies, one at a time.
I had a pair of socks down there. It was grand. It looked massive. But anyway, enough of that. But no, like, it's interesting because nobody came to my aid. Even, you know, I could have started crying there, and they're like, "Oh, it's grand. Look, it's women rubbing up against our mate." You know, it's grand.
But like,
hilarious.
Is it my ignorance to think that because you are a wrestler that you will be able to look after yourself, or should we be able to support anybody if they're in an unwanted situation?
I don't know, maybe I'm very self-conscious about my body, and maybe I want to wait for the right person to touch my body. No one believes that. Jesus Christ. I don't, you know what I mean? I am a human with feelings.
You're really sensitive at the end of the day, aren't you?
I am. I used to watch Dawson's Creek. I used to. What else? I
used to watch the OC. Dawson's Creek.
That's the generation difference right there. Yeah, I remember there was a hot woman. A show. Is that about midget? Little Women, or is it?
We're not Little Women with Saoirse Ronan.
So she's tall and they're small, or what's?
But they're adolescents. We're going to carry on. We're not going to use that word. Let's continue on before Facebook knocks us off.
Yeah, we can't say adolescents. Sorry. No. Yeah, I didn't know the words there. Sorry, I didn't know Saoirse Ronan did a show with.
She did a movie.
Oh, it's a film. Sorry, I'll have to watch it later on and be more cultured next time you bring adolescents up. I think little adolescents. Wow.
Where were we?
Come back.
Maybe swiftly on. No, but like, should, you know, as well as women being like, you can cover sororities without a little bit of safety. Like, here's a safety park, kids. You know, like, you got to look after your mates. Don't leave your mates on their own. On all that
That's
stuff.
true. Even if they are short, fat, and bald, don't leave them alone to be accosted by drunk women in town. That's, you know, we all have feelings. We are not just pieces of meat. Which is onlyfans.com/pieces of meat. That is may or may not be my real thing. Now, before we move on, there might be a couple of surprises, but could I just throw up a little flyer here? Just to remind everyone, if I can find the button, I'm going to do a bit of magic. 3, 2, 1, cacao! Eargasm. Just to remind everyone, it is an orgasm in your ears.
When's it on?
Wow, yeah, multiple orgasms in your ears over 3 days. So we're working on the tickets are flying out. Thank you very much for everyone who has grabbed tickets. Appreciate that. Again, for every 2 tickets, you go into a draw. You win the draw, you get to shave my beard. But what we're working on with the Drop Dead Twice is to get you guys some freebies when you arrive. So basically, we're giving you loads of laughs, free booze, and shaving a gorilla. What more could you want? Jack, for Roscoe Comedy on the Friday? And party bags. Yeah, well, you know, yeah.
Party bags for our party. We're throwing you guys a party. We'll definitely give you party bags.
So Ailo is in charge of the party bags now. Because she said that out loud. Jack is working on the lineup for Friday. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. And same with Sinead for the Sunday. And then the party tits are going to be taking over Saturday. It's going to be fantastic. So do come along. The link is on our Facebook page, I believe. It's up the top of the page. And do come along, because this is a DIY project. This is there's no kind of backing or anything like that. This is the money usually has everything lined up here on the side of the screen, and he clicks a button, and I can see things disappearing. So I think Ben is logging in and just deleting things, knowing that I'm going to freak out trying to find things. So
Ben wouldn't do that.
I know, Ben. I'm going to throw Ben under the bus here. Yeah,
you are throwing him under the bus. You know what? That'll learn him. He can't leave us alone anymore.
that will learn him. We just sold tickets to Eargasm. Brilliant. Okay, it just popped up on my screen.
Thank you so much.
So we have a couple of options, because as you know, as we are a comedy trio, duo tonight, we use this as a way of obviously improvisation and trying to write stuff. Now, I have been trying to write things over the last few weeks, and I have something I'm working on that I thought I would try. Now,
Do it.
It's not finished.
Do it. Do it.
But I have a jingle. Hang on. Oh, hello. I'm clicking the buttons here, so I'm very nervous. Welcome to Keego's Weekly Facts and Figures. Tonight I'm wearing a t-shirt because my old mother complained that I was wearing a tank top last week, and she did not want to see that. So the guns are put away for another week. But we've been doing a couple of bits and pieces over the last week where we're talking about relationships, we're talking about technology. I'm a mad hooer for technology. I have a Fitbit here, which I always use to keep myself, healthy and moving. And I have a Fitbit and I have MyFitnessPal on my phone. So this is the smoke brick combo, if you're looking for it in the iTunes store. Basically, this measures my steps, and MyFitnessPal tells me when I've eaten too much. But when you get set up on these things, it's a bit like jumping into a relationship. We were talking about dating and things earlier on here. It's very similar when you set up the MyFitnessPal, because you go through the stages of relationships. You know what I mean? You lie at the start, obviously. And then there's the realization stage where she realizes you were lying at the start. And then there's the kind of the moment where it's usually the lady, because the ladies are in charge, as we all know, where they make peace with the fact that they make peace with the fact that it's based on a lie, and they're willing to move on, or they just stop. So that's the same thing that we go on with MyFitnessPal. So what I did was I made a note of the little comments that MyFitnessPal is telling me. So it starts off like any relationship does. It started off really positive. You're doing well. Only 5,000 steps till you reach your goal. You're looking well. You've lost a couple of kilos and you're feeling good about yourself. You know what I mean? But then eventually, the relationship aspect kicks in. You get used to being around each other. And, MyFitnessPal and Fitbit, they start getting really sarcastic. Oh, well done. You've reached your goal. It's only 4,000 steps before you reach your goal. But we both know you're not going to reach it. That's it. The Fitbit is the sensible aspect of the relationship that is usually taken up by the women folk. Its expectations of me basically were too high, much like every relationship I've been in. I could have been on a voyage of self-improvement. I could have made myself better as a human being with the guidance and help of my Fitbit and MyFitnessPal. I could have been more productive. But much like every man, I just decided to walk away. So I just hit delete, and I've moved on to another app called Sizzle, which we talked about last week, which is where lovers of bacon meet lovers of bacon. So that is this week's embarrassing fact. Let's get back to Alo.
Yay! Very good.
Life is just a big circle.
I wrote a dirty joke over the week, which I'm pretty fucking proud of, but it's only relatable if you understand. That was excellent. That was really, really good. So what was it? The dirty joke was, have you ever been on a Lufthansa flight?
Hang on, Alo. That's not. Sorry. Hang on. I'm trying to be a professional.
No. I don't want to be on my own. I just want to ask you. No.
Oh.
Have you ever been on a Lufthansa flight, Keego?
Once, yes, once.
And when it reached the tarmac, so what does a Lufthansa flight reaching the tarmac and wearing a condom have in common? You can't feel it. Ryanair goes boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Ryanair is, that's a 12-pointer. Yeah. If you didn't say that in public, I would steal that. I like that one. Yeah. I actually think it might be all downhill from here. So will we bid everyone adieu, and Ben has some titles here to go at the end, and he also, there's the Ko-Fi link is here. As we know, Ben is moving a tree If you've watched The Wire or The Sopranos, that means it's 14 kilos of cocaine in his person. So hopefully Ben will be back next week to tell us about the process.
Absolutely.
And next week we are having a tit party. So from 2 of the 3 tits to all of your tits, we will see you next week.
Bye, guys.